A neighborhood where you can safely walk your dog, play with your kids, and have a sense of security. That's what most communities desire, the best quality of life possible. But unfortunately, many neighborhoods have become cut-throughs for commuters, heavy traffic, speeding cars, and other safety concerns. If that's where you live, you're probably wondering how to improve these traffic problems. Transportation professionals in cities and towns across America are continuously working on innovative solutions for all kinds of neighborhoods. The solution decided upon must be respectful to the problem. From signage to striping all the way to construction, the winning formula remains the same. Close teamwork between 4 key players: transportation professionals, traffic enforcement, citizens, and elected officials. So how do you start making your neighborhood a better place? I'm Rhonda Overby. Together we'll take a look at one neighborhood that assembled the right team to make changes just like you can. Windsor Square, Phoenix, Arizona. This historic neighborhood lies right in the heart of the city. Convenient, yes, but that puts Windsor Square smack in the middle of some very busy streets that commuters from other parts of the city use heavily.
Traffic used to pass down our street, twice the speed limit because it's a direct pass through from one major street to another.
The problem is you've got a neighborhood here with driveways that empty right onto this street. Cars would back out and you've got a car coming through trying to cut through the neighborhood, and it made for a dangerous combination.
The residents of Windsor Square were increasingly worried about the amount and speed of the traffic in their neighborhood, so they turned to the city's transportation department for help.
Our mission is to assist neighborhoods wanting to improve the cut-through traffic or speeding concerns in their community. Good morning, Sarah Elko.
Sarah Elko is a traffic engineer on the neighborhood traffic management team for the city of Phoenix.
There's a lot of neighborhood children in the area. They were concerned about, because of the lack of sidewalks, there were pedestrians, elderly people walking on the street, and they were concerned about the safety in their neighborhood.
For engineers to find the best solutions, they have to take a closer look at the problem.
For example, in the city of Phoenix, oftentimes one of the first things we do is we set up actual traffic counters. We set up actual speed monitoring devices, so we get a sense of what the real numbers are compared to the perceived numbers. Those are important to pull together.
The traffic study is a very important part because it documents the number of vehicles, the direction of the vehicles, the speed of the vehicles, and the time of day that all that is occurring. So it's a lot of information, and we can get a better understanding of the traffic dynamic.
I think many citizens don't really understand that every single house can create a 5 or 6 car traffic count a day in a given neighborhood. Well, they say, well, wait a second, I leave in the morning, come home at night, and I live by myself. But you got the postman, you got a plumber on occasion, you got the UPS driver, you've got things that are going on in your neighborhood just because you live there.
It's also important for citizens to remember that they quite often create traffic through other neighborhoods as they go to and from their houses and schools and workplaces. Enforcement is another key part of any traffic calming effort. Ross Taylor has been an officer with the City of Phoenix for 16 years. Good enforcement can deter speeders and help make neighborhoods safer. The key is continually working together instead of waiting until problems become worse.
You've got the citizens here talking to the city, working together, and it really raises awareness about safety issues in streets.
Good enforcement can help, but can't do it all. Sometimes an engineering solution is called for.
If the traffic study results show that they have excessive cut-through traffic, our program will step in and help them with their goal, to achieve their goal of reducing the cut-through traffic and speeding.
At this stage, the neighborhood residents must become an active part of the process. Tim Jones helped to lead Windsor Square's efforts for change.
I lived on Coulter Street. I would be out playing with my dog or my kids in my front yard during peak traffic hour, and I would see cars blazing by at high rates of speed. That's why I was involved.
So the residents play a very important part in this program because they are the driving force.
We met dozens of times with the Streets and Transportation Department of Phoenix, and they're all engineers who do that. That's what they do. They solve problems, solve traffic problems.
At the meeting, we talk about the traffic study results, different types of traffic mitigation options, kind of the tools in our toolbox could consist of speed humps, chicanes, diagonal diverters, turn restrictions, things of that nature. It's not still speed humps.
The traffic engineers will recommend a solution based on the data for the area and the residents' input and concerns. Once the best plan is developed, the neighborhood residents have to agree on the proposed solution. That can be one of the hardest parts of the process because not every single resident will agree on the same approach. But if there's a consensus, change can begin. The final member of the team is your elected officials.
The best way to proceed, I believe, is to make sure that you contact your local elected official. Really, the elected official for that area at local government is responsible and wants to get involved. I mean, that's what they're there for. It really takes a consensus and then a focus and a follow-through by the neighborhood to affect change.
Once there's an agreement on the right approach, usually the engineers will test the solution with temporary traffic control devices before making any permanent changes to the neighborhood streets.
At that point in time, we test the traffic control plan for a 90-day test usually, and during that time we evaluate the effectiveness of the device by conducting before and after studies.
If the team decides that the temporary solution is the right approach, the next step is to work together to fund the permanent solution. Every city will have a different method and process of determining how projects get funded. In Windsor Square, the solution that worked the best was the installation of diverters at 5 different locations, limiting and slowing the flow of traffic through the neighborhood.
So basically, we can't use Oregon here as a cut-through street because this landscape traffic diverter was put in.
If you look around the neighborhood, you see how quiet the streets are, and it didn't used to be like that. It was not always like that. The cut-through traffic is gone. These designs essentially take over and they help us do our job in making the community safer.
For Windsor Square, the solution was a success.
There's been a dramatic difference.
We love the neighborhood. If anyone wants to see changes made in their neighborhood, they need to gather and work together as a group. It's difficult. You need to really spend time and expect differences of opinion, but in the end, it's the only way it's going to get done.
Finding the unique solution that works for your neighborhood can seem a bit daunting, but when a team of transportation professionals, traffic enforcement, citizens, and elected officials work together, changes are possible. And building this team creates a partnership that will continue to benefit your neighborhood as it grows or changes. For more information on the range of solutions toward making traffic improvements in your neighborhood, contact your local transportation or public works department, or see our website. Getting involved and staying involved is the way to ensure your neighborhood is the best it can be. So join the team. I'm Rhonda Overby. Thanks for joining me.